Commander Vnar reclined within his command chair, mandibles clicking with irritation as he observed the blue-green planetary sphere enlarging on the display monitor. Another underdeveloped civilization for acquisition by the magnificent Zarthan Dominion. Another monotonous conquest barely registering within his extensive career accomplishments. How stimulating, he murmured to no one. Another backward planetary mass inhabited by barely conscious primates. Remind me again why we required nearly 10,000 military apparatus for this particular undertaking? Strategic Officer Pack cleared her throat nervously. Supreme Authority believes the humans might demonstrate unpredictability, sir. Vnar rotated his ocular appendages toward her. Unpredictable? They haven't accomplished appropriate interstellar travel. Their maximum destructive implements are merely combustion-based explosives. Their communication apparatus involves transmitting invisible signals through atmosphere like primitives. Yes, sir. However, intelligence evaluation suggests they possess unusual survival capacity. For what? Expiring theatrically? Generating unpleasant percussion? Manufacturing abysmal creative expression? Vnar dismissed the observation casually. Activate me when we achieve orbital positioning. I intend completing this conquest before the Galactic celebration commences. My tertiary spouse anticipates my delivery of those ridiculous souvenir garments. Bridge personnel exchanged apprehensive gazes. Commander Vnar had subjugated 27 planetary systems without individual failure. Yet something regarding this assignment felt fundamentally different. Supreme Authority had never previously authorized such overwhelming military concentration for pre-faster-than-light civilization. Communication Specialist Tazak interjected. Sir, transmission from Admiral K'vec approaching. Vnar sighed dramatically. Transmit it. Let's hear what fascinating wisdom our distinguished fleet administrator chooses bestowing. The display flickered, revealing Admiral K'vec's imposing form, carapace ornamented with elite military designation markers. Commander Vnar. The Admiral's resonance vibrated throughout the speakers. Status assessment? We approach the human homeworld. All apparatus operational. The inhabitants remain completely ignorant regarding impending conquest. To summarize, this constitutes a standard rotation. K'vec's facial appendages twitched with unmistakable displeasure. This represents incorrect temporal designation for your characteristic sarcasm, Commander. High Authority has classified this operation as Priority Alpha. Vnar straightened his posture. Priority Alpha? That classification typically reserves itself for quantum-integrated civilizations or dimensional manipulators. What warrants such designation for primitive spacecraft constructors? K'vec paused, compound optical apparatus narrowing. Their advancement velocity remains unprecedented. They progressed from fundamental atmospheric propulsion to rudimentary extraterrestrial exploration within singular century. Remarkable by primitive metrics, I concede. Yet they remain essentially mammals depositing metal containers into orbit, then celebrating this supposed technological accomplishment. K'vec continued, his vocalization descending toward dangerous quietude. Extended cultural analysis demonstrates unusual characteristics. When humans experience existential danger, they don't conform to predictable survival patterns. They become increasingly dangerous, more inventive. Vnar's secondary cardiac muscle skipped. Inventive represented unfavorable terminology within Zarthan military convention. Inventive populations demonstrated unpredictability, created complications, presented difficulties. So we bring 99,900 military apparatus because these organisms might react in fascinating ways to our assault? K'vec's response arrived with menacing undertone. We bring 99,900 military apparatus because predictive algorithm specialists executed 10,000 different conquest scenarios for Earth. Recognize how numerous generated Zarthan victory? Vnar felt underlying anxiety intensify throughout his physiology. How many, sir? 8. Silence saturated the command chamber. That constitutes impossibility? Vnar ultimately stammered. Our database never indicated below 98% triumph probability for any pre-faster-than-light civilization. Consequently, We classify this as Priority Alpha, K'vec elaborated. Consequently, we designate this military magnitude. Supreme Authority assumes zero strategic risks. You will execute invasion directive precisely as specified. Deviation results in immediate termination. Comprehend clearly, Commander? Vnar's typical sarcasm evaporated. Crystal comprehension, Admiral. Excellent. K'vec departed. The display returned to Earth's representation, now sufficiently proximate for atmospheric current visualization. Vnar remained fixated upon it with burgeoning apprehension. 8 successful scenarios from 10,000 evaluated. What capabilities could possibly render these mammalian organisms so formidable? He addressed his bridge personnel. Proceed according to program. Establish standard conquest architecture. Prepare initial assault contingent. Yes, sir. Weapons specialist Drex acknowledged. Vnar couldn't dismiss emerging unease. 8 scenarios. What explanation existed for these primitive beings? Tactical Officer Grznar suddenly announced. Commander, detecting unusual activity within planetary orbital region. Define unusual. The humans appear redirecting their artificial satellites, sir. Unusual because they've apparently identified our presence. Such reaction shouldn't manifest through our concealment apparatus. Vnar experienced surprise. They possess detection capability? That demonstrates problematic efficiency. Notifications sounded across Vnar's personal apparatus. Initial assault contingent entered planetary atmosphere. Momentarily, humans would comprehend Zarthan dominion magnitude. Shortly, they would recognize opposition hopelessness. Communication specialist Tazak suddenly interrupted vocalization. Sir, we're receiving emergency signals from initial assault group. Impossible. Display tactical projection. Holographic illustration demonstrated initial 100 apparatus descending toward planetary surface. Subsequently, without warning, dozens of malfunction indicators activated. Multiple military apparatus reporting navigation apparatus failure, Grznar reported. Vocalization escalating in intensity. What armament are humans deploying? Vnar leaned forward, optical appendages extending fully. That's the complication, sir, Grznar responded. We detect 0 weapon discharge, 0 energy signatures, 0 projectiles. Their apparatus simply lose operational capability. Vnar observed with horror as the initial assault contingent commenced spinning toward Earth's surface. Certain apparatus veered into cosmic emptiness, tumbling uncontrolled. Remaining apparatus descended toward atmosphere, external structures beginning luminescence from frictional heating. Retract initial assault group immediately. I'm transmitting withdrawal directive, sir, Tazak responded anxiously. Yet, command. Transmission apparatus are experiencing interference. What interference? Signal corruption, sir. Repetitive mathematical arrangement. Billions of iterations. Our communication protocols experience system overload. Vnar activated his command interface manually. Impossible. Humans lack technological capacity for quantum encrypted channel disruption. As though addressing his objection personally, the display projection flickered, presenting straightforward text communication. Welcome to Earth. Please execute departure. Vnar's mandibles hung motionless with shock. The projection disappeared, replaced by initial assault contingent destruction imagery. Nearly 40 apparatus already ceased functioning, either incinerated during atmospheric entry or departing into cosmic void helplessly. Sir, second assault contingent requests launch authorization, Grznar announced. Vnar hesitated. His consciousness accelerated. This failed to correspond with any invasion scenario his preparation documentation described. Humans shouldn't possess detection capability. They certainly shouldn't demonstrate counter-assault proficiency. Authorization confirmed. Adjust approach geometry. Deploy from planetary shadow side, bypassing primary satellite distribution. Yes, sir. Vnar transmitted communication to Admiral K'vec. Admiral, we're experiencing unanticipated opposition. Initial contingent sustained approximately 40%. Casualty rate without engaging defensive apparatus directly. K'vec's expression remained unmoved. Execute established protocols, Commander. This represents precisely why we mobilized overwhelming military magnitude. Sir, they're interfering with our navigational apparatus and transmission capability. We lack comprehension regarding methodology. Are you recommending withdrawal, Commander? Faster-than-light organisms avoided from their individual solar system? Vnar's pride reinforced his backbone. Negative, sir. We will advance. Excellent. I'm positioning main apparatus contingent for reinforcement support. K'vec terminated transmission. Vnar directed his bridge crew. Deploy secondary contingent. Electromagnetic disruption countermeasures. Disable all human communication infrastructure. Yes, sir. Electronic warfare specialist Sisandi confirmed. Tactical projection updated. Second assault contingent now entering planetary atmosphere from nocturnal territory. Momentarily, defensive positioning seemed effective. Initial apparatus maintained formation, descending without incident. Subsequently, repetition materialized. Second contingent reporting identical navigational failures. Vnar shouted. Identical electromagnetic interference, sir. They're somewhere not their orbital satellites. The display demonstration indicated descent through cloud formations. Vnar observed nocturnal planetary topography expanding beneath, subsequently witnessed them. Illumination thousands in quantity. Configured and sophisticated geometric arrangements distributed across planetary landmass. What constitutes my observation? Vnar demanded. Fascinating, science specialist Mevar articulated, her optical appendages trembling with scientific excitement. The humans have reconfigured planetary electrical distribution architecture. They've produced electromagnetic energy signatures that precisely counterbalance our navigational apparatus frequency parameters. How could they potentially comprehend our navigational specifications? Unknown, sir. Yet precision demonstrates remarkable sophistication. They're not merely disrupting us. They exercise complete authority over our apparatus. To emphasize her statement, the monitored assault apparatus suddenly adjusted course sharply leftward, thruster apparatus discharging contrary to pilot command. Vnar witnessed supplementary, Zarthan military apparatus nearby similarly malfunctioning prior to catastrophic collision. Brilliant detonation consuming both vessels. Initial contingent continues experiencing disruption effects. Vnar communicated gravely. Vnar activated both appendages upon his apparatus terminal simultaneously. This demonstrates impossibility. No faster-than-light civilization manifests this countermeasure sophistication that they couldn't have prepared for our arrival. Communication specialist Tazak interrupted. Sir, we're getting direct transmission. It originates from planetary surface. Address destination. You individually, Vnar, experienced hesitation. This contravened all conquest directive convention. Established protocol involved dismissing supplementary civilization communication until surrender agreement negotiation. Yet nothing regarding this conquest followed conventional procedure. Transmit it. Display projection shifted, presenting human female, darker dermis, shortened hair construction, military uniform featuring diminutive metallic decoration. Commander Vnar of the Zarthan Dominion, she communicated, her words achieving perfect translation. I represent Earth's comprehensive defensive coordination. I desired personal acknowledgement regarding your solar system entry, sir. Vnar maintained excessive shock to manage his characteristic humor. Your knowledge of my designation, your language competence regarding Zarthan communication. General Jefferson, her vocalization designation demonstrated satisfied expression. Insufficient communication methods exist. We've anticipated your arrival quite an extended duration. Your appearance manifested insufficient. Discretion, impossible. Our concealment technology obscures. Particular energy signatures that conventional, faster-than-light. Organisms lack knowledge recognizing. She accomplished his sentence completion. Regrettably, we obtained preliminary information. Vnar's cognitive processes accelerated frantically. Nothing regarding this situation possessed logical foundation. What objective drives your communication? I'm providing your opportunity for withdrawal. We maintain zero desire regarding conflict engagement. Nevertheless, we demonstrate complete planetary defense preparedness. Vnar discovered recovered composure plus characteristic sarcasm. With appropriate deference, General, you confront nearly 10,000 military apparatus, the galaxy's maximum sophisticated weapon systems. Whatever deception you've implemented against our preliminary assault forces, you cannot possibly overcome our comprehensive military might. General Jefferson's expression demonstrated unchanged qualities. I comprehend your confidence, Commander. Honestly, that confidence remains justified considering your historical triumphs. However, Earth demonstrates distinction. We demonstrate distinction. Subsequently, I'll communicate directly. We've currently eliminated approximately 200 apparatus. We accomplish this without releasing singular conventional discharge. We'd prefer not exhibiting our complete defensive capacity. Our experienced anger activation. That constitutes threatening speech? That represents professional consideration. Jefferson responded calmly, one tactical participant addressing another. You've never experienced conquest failure, Commander Vnar. Damaging that reputation would demonstrate unfortunate. Prior to Vnar's verbal response formulation, the communication terminated. Tactical Specialist Grznar reported. Supplementary contingent remains deployment prepared. Vnar examined the blue-green planetary entity across the display. Something necessitated reconsideration. The humans manifested excessive preparation. They possessed comprehensive knowledge. It resembled confronting opposition specifically trained regarding Zarthan military technique. Execute directive suspension. Suspend supplementary assault groups, sir, he commanded abruptly. Hold comprehensive military positioning. Sir, Vnar initiated Admiral K'vec communication. Admiral, I'm requesting temporary invasion postponement. Investigation proves mandatory. Something demonstrates incorrect regarding this circumstance. Admiral K'vec's expression transformed into furious coloration. Elaborate, Commander. Our human opposition demonstrates excessive preparation, sir. They recognized our designation, our communication apparatus, our technology specifics. They anticipated our primary assault procedure. This isn't mere excellent tactical reaction. This represents anticipated readiness explicitly configured for us, Admiral. K'vec maintained extended silence. Extended consideration. Potential scenario exists. Either our intelligence information demonstrates substantially inaccurate, or these humans previously encountered our civilization. The implication remained suspended between them, generating profound discomfort. K'vec eventually articulated. Maintain position, Commander. I'm scheduling emergency command assembly. Supplementary assault contingent suspension until I issue personal directive. Yes, Admiral. The display illuminated dimly. Vnar rotated toward his bridge crew, encountering expressions manifesting shock and confusion matching his inner state. Assault group status? Grznar examined his projection. From 300 apparatus, sir, approximately 87 remain functional. Remaining apparatus underwent destruction or suffered operational termination. 300 Zarthan military apparatus neutralized, absent single human conventional discharge. Vnar felt underlying cold traverse his physiology. Supreme Authority had authorized 99,900 apparatus for this conquest operation. Algorithm specialists had computed minimum 8 successful scenarios from 10,000 complete simulations. Currently, contemplating whether his operational positioning represented historiography's incorrect side appeared increasingly probable. Across Earth's surface, General Jefferson experienced satisfaction while observing the Zarthan military armada, maintaining suspended positioning. Their confidence wavered. Their invasion stalled preceding genuine commencement. However, genuine gameplay merely initiated, and humanity competed utilizing directive conventions the Zarthans lacked awareness of. 6 rotation cycles, Vnar articulated, examining temporal measurement apparatus. 6 rotation cycles we've maintained orbital position while Supreme Authority discusses whether proceeding with this invasion catastrophe remains advisable. His bridge personnel sustained apprehensive silence. Across the display observation portal, Earth persisted its peaceful axial rotation, deceptively serene, contrasting cosmic emptiness surrounding it. Wreckage from nearly 200 Zarthan apparatus currently orbited this unremarkable planetary body, grim representation regarding humanity's unanticipated capabilities. Strategic Specialist Pack ventured carefully. Sir, may I communicate unrestricted? Vnar gestured dismissively. Traditional invasion directive protocol has clearly become extinct, comparable to our initial assault contingent. Communicate whatever cognitive generation you possess. I've been examining human defensive reaction configuration, Pack articulated. I've detected something peculiar. Single particular element? You lack adequate observation capacity. Pack disregarded the comment dismissively. They haven't attempted destroying our remaining apparatus, Pack continued undeterred. They've disabled them, manufactured collisions, commanded emergency landings, yet they haven't individually vaporized singular military apparatus that didn't constitute immediate danger. Vnar's optical appendage rotated toward her orientation. You theorize they're demonstrating deliberate limitation? I theorize they execute intentional methodology. Catastrophic production capability would manifest superior devastation should destruction represent primary operational goal. Their restraint appears calculated, Vnar would have answered. Yet communications specialist Tazak announced unexpected arrival. Command assembly transmission, sir. Transmission appears comprehensive. I've been anticipating this. Transmit immediately. Display projection animated. Presenting not exclusively Admiral K'vec, but comprehensive high-authority military coordination. 7 maximum decorated and feared tactical leaders comprising the Zarthan Dominion. Their synchronized transmission involvement represented unprecedented occurrence. Supreme Military Administrator Azkal, ancient with millennium-spanning scar evidence, communicated initially. Commander Vnar, your communication generates concerning implications. With appropriate deference, Supreme Military Administrator, concerning demonstrates inadequate terminology. We've lost 200 apparatus absent human conventional discharge engagement. We experience comprehension inadequacy regarding their methodology. Maintain behavioral discipline, Commander, Admiral K'vec reproved. Azkal positioned his ancient appendage for suppression. We've completed determination. The invasion will advance utilizing adjusted methodology. You will circumvent their orbital defensive architecture, transferring ground combat forces directly. Once we control essential geographic locations, their planetary coordination capacity will experience devastation. AR experienced communication shock. You're transmitting ground personnel deployment against populations capable of commandeering our maximum sophisticated guidance apparatus from planetary surface origin. Your concern receives recognition, Commander. Azkal responded coldly. Nevertheless, our analysis indicates their capacity remains restricted to electromagnetic disruption exclusively. Ground combat presents substantial advantage scenarios benefiting our personnel, and this intelligence derives from the algorithm specialist's identical analysis, promising routine planetary subjugation. Several Council membership manifestations displayed obvious discomfort. Tactical Commander Vor, Ground Combat Chief, advanced forward. You forget yourself, Commander Vnar. You will execute issued directive or experience immediate personnel replacement. Vnar descended his optical appendages in submission gesture. Obviously, General, I merely desire appropriate precaution execution. Your caution receives acknowledgement. Your supplementary and additional assault contingents will deploy drop apparatus to these exact coordinates. The display presented complete planetary representation, featuring 20 designated landing locations. Establish these geographic regions and construct directive apparatus. The residual apparatus contingent will maintain elevated orbital positioning for reinforcement capacity. Comprehension confirmed? Supreme Military Administrator, I acknowledge. When does advancement commence? Immediately, Azkal commanded. Communication transmission concluded. Vnar remained observing the blank display through extended moment, prior to regarding his crew. You witnessed their communication. Prepare secondary and additional assault contingents for planetary ground combat deployment. Sir, Tactical Specialist Grznar questioned, shouldn't we attempt communication negotiation? Perhaps secure passage authorization for landing apparatus execution? Vnar laughed without genuine amusement. Warfare negotiation regarding subjugation objective? Supreme authority would situate my cranium exterior, the imperial governmental structure walls. He paused, considering further. I suspect my cranium locates there regardless this operational outcome completion. Nevertheless, yes. Advance secondary and additional contingent preparations. Sir, secondary assault contingent communicates deployment preparation. Weapons Specialist Drex announced, execute deployment directive. His vocalization sounded hollow. Across the tactical projection, 200 drop apparatus detached from primary carrier military systems, commencing Earth-directed descent. Each contained 50 elite Zarthan ground combat specialists, the maximum formidable terrestrial warriors spanning the galaxy's 3 extension arms. 10,000 complete warriors approaching an opposition that had demonstrated capability for apparatus destruction absent traditional discharge. Sir, Science Specialist Vnar communicated urgently. Unusual energy signature manifestation from planetary surface, specifically beneath our drop apparatus trajectory placement. Their increasing intensity while our apparatus approach. Vnar felt his biological fluid circulation accelerate. Execute emergency apparatus retraction. Retract now. Insufficient response duration remained available. Display presentation demonstrated brilliant energy discharge from planetary surface. Emission shifting between spectrums displaying painful ocular observation properties. Beams propagated upward from Earth's surface. The energy didn't obliterate or incinerate Zarthan apparatus convention. Instead, wherever contact materialized, the Zarthan machinery simply ceased functioning. What visualize I observe? Vnar demanded the display presented drop apparatus malfunction. They've undergone complete energy deficiency. Vnar communicated, her vocalization trembling with scientific fascination overlaying severe scenario comprehension. Each system, including emergency operational apparatus, demonstrates offline status. They're falling. Vnar observed with mounting horror as numerous drop apparatus transformed into essentially metallic coffins, plummeting toward Earth's surface. Others, attempting evasion methodology, collided mutually amid their panic. Impossible, he whispered. Pre-faster-than-light populations can't possess energy apparatus, possessing our shield circumnavigation capability, plus apparatus-specific system targeting. Communication Specialist. K'vec transmitted notification. Incoming transmission, sir. General Jefferson transmitting again. Transmit immediately. General Jefferson's facial presentation demonstrated gravity, yet maintained absence of triumphalism. Commander Vnar, I demonstrated forewarning. What have you created regarding our apparatus? Temporal stasis energy manifestation. Your drop apparatus aren't obliterated. They're experiencing temporal variation. When landing occurs, we will restore them, she communicated calmly. Temporal stasis? That exceeds even our theoretical mathematical computation. Jefferson's expression demonstrated slight softening. Commander, I'll communicate with complete transparency because I believe you represent a reasonable tactical participant. Earth experiences protection, not just by us but through arrangement and technological implementation, exceeding your comprehensive comprehension capacity. Invasion proceeding was predetermined failure orientation. Should you manifest such capability, why not obliterate our complete apparatus contingent? Vnar questioned, authentic inquiry overriding fear considerations. Because we maintain zero desire regarding your obliteration, we desire your departure. Transmit communication to your Dominion authority and transmit this directive. Earth constitutes protected planetary entity under Galactic Council of Non-Interference Mandate. Supplementary aggressive operations will generate official punishment directed at the Zarthan Dominion via Council implementation. Vnar experienced sensations similar to physical impact. The Galactic Council, that's mythological narrative, historical youngster educational material regarding antiquated space navigating populations. Jefferson expressed satisfied facial transformation. Possibly. Subsequently, how do you explicate this? Display demonstration separated into dual perspectives. Novel apparatus materialized within orbital proximity, unlike whatever Vnar previously witnessed. Composition appeared uniformly white with absent apparent propulsion systems or weapons. It simply materialized where previously empty cosmos existed. Detection capacity. Unknown apparatus source, Vnar reported. Absent radiation emission. Absent propulsion manifestation. Zero weapon signature recognition. It appears as if naturally occurring legislation doesn't function to it. Communication Specialist K'vec communicated with Panic Incorporation. Sir, we're receiving comprehensive transmission broadcast. From unknown apparatus, Vnar established apprehension within his mandible structure. Transmitted. Fresh vocalization distributed throughout the command chamber. Melodious, possessing gender neutrality. Communicating perfect Zarthan linguistic structure like native language species. Zarthan Empire military apparatus. This represents Observer Talam of the Galactic Council. Your presence within this cosmic region violates Protected Planetary Statute 17.3. Your operational positioning constitutes unauthorized planetary system presence. Your hostile operational execution generates Class 1 violation against Council Directive implementation. The bridge apparatus staff demonstrated observation direction toward Vnar, yet he remained frozen inside his command apparatus. The Galactic Council. The mythological governing alliance managing cosmic affairs through shadow operation, now specifically addressing him through direct communication. This represents Commander Vnar commanding the Comprehensive Subjugation Battle Group. We maintained ignorance regarding protected planetary status designation for this location. Ignorance lack acknowledgement as acceptable legal defense, Observer Tilam articulated. Nevertheless, the Zarthan Dominion hasn't generated documented prior violation manifestation. Leniency potential authorization if immediate withdrawal occurs. Admiral K'vec's communications suddenly initiated across separate apparatus display, his facial characteristics demonstrating fury manifestation. I represent Admiral K'vec, Battle Group Military Commander through formal authority, whose delegation authorizes the Council claiming authority over comprehensive subjugation execution. Authority originates from the Council by the 7 founding civilization species, incorporating your personal civilization prior empire formation. Materialization, Observer Talam responded. Vnar experienced sensory shock. Zarthan populations, prior contemporary Dominion establishment, comprised supplementary founding civilization components registering the authentic Council governmental structure 40,000 operation cycles previously. Your civilization ancestry endorsed protected planetary framework agreement. Admiral K'vec appeared on alternative projection display, his facial characteristics manifesting extreme rage expression. That represents ancient historical record. This represents preposterous human manipulation via electronic deception. Space Specialist Droll transmitted notification. Sir, supplementary apparatus presentations occurring at solar system periphery. Their architectural design corresponds with initial unknown apparatus. Existing apparatus count 174359 and progression continues. They manifest spatially absence of apparent hyperspace generation. Admiral K'vec's rage demonstrated flickering reduction. What comprises this? Galactic Council prioritizes protected planetary status violations utilizing comprehensive enforcement methodology. Observer Talam articulated. Earth underwent observation persistence from the historical period, when your civilization demonstrated planetary territorial containment exclusively. Humanity demonstrates distinct evolutionary developmental progression. Particular Council fascination generation. Your operational intervention receives prohibition implementation. General Jefferson continued communication. Commander Admiral, I recommend Supreme Military Authority compliance with the Observer's mandate. Council behavioral patience maintains limited duration. Admiral K'vec's expression had surrendered characteristic command confidence. We require Supreme Authority consultation capability for resolution decision formulation. You maintain 1 standard rotation cycle. Afterward, the Council will exercise enforcement implementation through any required action methodology. Communication transmission from Council apparatus disappeared, leaving merely General Jefferson for display observation. You comprehended? Vnar articulated accusation. You maintained comprehensive Council awareness this entire duration. Jefferson demonstrated affirmation head movement. Approximately 7 rotation cycles following our initial external civilization apparatus discovery, within our cosmic periphery, several rotation cycles preceding your military arrival. The Council observers contacted us preparation execution. So the invasion entirely represents evaluation methodology? Vnar demonstrated growing realization. The Council desired observation regarding human defensive capability demonstration, utilizing minimal technical assistance provision, and observation regarding our Dominion's response generating unanticipated opposition. Jefferson completed his query. The Council wanted observation of our civilization military competency, demonstrated with restricted Council technological assistance provision. They wanted observation of your Dominion's capacity for adaptation when encountering unexpected opposition. A test demonstrating human casualties generation across hundreds of Zarthan apparatus personnel. Jefferson's expression temperature decreased perceptibly. A test your Dominion initiated by aggressive assault against a peaceful planetary location. Minimum human casualties would have demonstrated preference. The observation display reformation occurred, demonstrating Admiral K'vec. Commander Vnar, execute comprehensive remaining apparatus withdrawal immediately. Supreme military authority has re-evaluated diplomatic circumstance modification, assault termination, Vnar attempted obscuring transparent strategic reassessment terminology, meaning the Zarthan Dominion experienced terror regarding the Council and rapid operative force withdrawal execution preparation. Understood, Admiral. Withdrawal procedure initiation execution commences. Admiral K'vec's projection disappeared. Maintaining singular General Jefferson for observation. Our governmental systems have apparently achieved comprehension concordance. Jefferson observed. That it demonstrates appearance, Vnar concurred. Comprehending, I manifest enhanced interrogative quantity than my query origination. The universal environment exceeds my previous comprehension level significantly. That response demonstrates appropriate outlook regarding Galactic Council discovery realization and comprehensive universe complexity acknowledgement. Jefferson demonstrated satisfied expression. Perhaps when your Dominion demonstrates peaceful interaction preparation, we might accomplish enhanced discussion productivity. However, I suspect supplementary military authority, personnel will execute communication responsibility. Alternatively, Vnar experienced awareness that military command failure typically demonstrates professional career termination. He couldn't produce articulated response prior to Jefferson communication termination execution. Extended command chamber silence prolonged. Remaining personnel maintained observation for executive instruction anticipation. Directives? Strategic Specialist Pack ultimately questioned. Vnar observed the blue-green planetary entity across the display terminal. Recall remaining operational apparatus. Execute comprehensive withdrawal procedure planning. Remaining disabled apparatus will remain operational status. The Council will authorize human apparatus crewing capability restoration, and I comprehend we must demonstrate appropriate confidence to this arrangement. He paused. Comprehend all personnel, whatever planetary location authorization verification we acquire, whatever documented information we possess regarding apparent peaceful civilization status, we acknowledge zero comprehension regarding actual circumstances. Trust constitutes foreign notion toward Zarthan military tradition engagement. Circumstances demonstrate alteration requirements. Those the withdrawal command circulation propagated throughout residual invasion apparatus contingent. Vnar maintained observation regarding the previously enormous military apparatus fleet now, showing only 80% original composition, capability, beginning systematic departure. Preparation from this planetary region, Vnar maintained, incomprehension regarding what additional protected cosmic regions existed throughout the galaxy. How many previous invasion operations the Zarthan Dominion had orchestrated against planets potentially operating under Council governance. How extensive duration they had perpetually remained unconscious regarding watchful ancient civilization observation, apparatus position, notification. He transmitted inquiry. Comprehensive military withdrawal acknowledgement. Estimated separation conclusion. Approximately 30-minute duration. Council apparatus maintain observable positioning. Observation appearance confirms Council vessel maintenance. Tactical specialist Grznar articulated. They appear maintaining simple monitoring, he articulated. Naturally they did. Vnar experienced unsettling sensation. That observation systems had perpetually existed throughout this entire duration, stretching backward through extended history prior to his apparatus even traveling here. Communication specialist Tazak transmitted information. We're getting immediate Council observer Talam transmission. Text-exclusive communication transferred directly to your command apparatus singular interface. Display it. Solitary line presentation materialized across Vnar's apparatus. We will encounter each other again, Commander Vnar, regardless of your anticipation preference. Despite himself, Vnar experienced physical trembling response. 12 rotation cycles later, the invasion apparatus remnant assembly congregated at established meeting location within cosmic expanse, significantly remote from Earth and its mysterious protector network. From 99,900 apparatus that initiated this purported planetary subjugation, 9,487 had returned. Remaining apparatus, disabled yet intact, underwent human custodial transfer through Council governmental confirmation guaranteeing crew personnel restoration delivery via diplomatic exchange protocol. Admiral K'vec positioned himself prior the assembled command collective. His usual imposing presentation seemed fundamentally diminished by current circumstances. Supreme Authority has designated comprehensive operational information regarding Earth subjugation as classified material, he articulated. No circumstance details receive external discussion authorization beyond this assembly collective. Documentation will demonstrate operation termination derivation from unexpected planetary atmospheric complications. Unanticipated environmental factors. Vnar couldn't prevent subtle commentary. Admiral K'vec directed severe optical apparatus fixation. Your insubordinate conduct manifestation persisted throughout this operational engagement. Commander, contemplate yourself fortunate that previous professional recognition insulation has protected you against immediate punitive implementation. Respectfully, Admiral, yet suppression of such data serves no beneficial function. Our Dominion requires complete strategic reassessment, incorporating these developments. That determination represents your authority exceeding, K'vec interrupted harshly. You are dismissed, Commander. Transfer to your apparatus and maintain readiness regarding supplementary authority directives. Vnar positioned himself for departure, examining the command chamber containing senior tactical personnel. Majority demonstrated optical apparatus directional deviation, already modifying their comprehension to incorporate official narrative authorization. Already entombing genuine reality protective covering of organizational pride requirements. Vnar progressed toward chamber exit, subsequently paused within portal positioning. But maintain consideration, Admiral. If Earth maintains Council protection, how many supplementary conquest-listed planetary locations potentially maintain identical protective designation? How many supplementary unanticipated environmental complications might await? He departed absent superior response anticipation. 3 operational cycles afterward, Commander Vnar's military apparatus disappeared throughout supposed routine, frontier observation mission of unoccupied planetary location. Official documentation attributed disappearance to unexpected asteroid collision circumstances. Debris recovery never occurred through subsequent investigation. Strangely, during approximately identical rotation cycle, the Galactic Council recruited innovative junior observer representative assignment. Particular Zarthan individual carried distinctive scarring across rightmost optical appendage and manifested unusually sarcastic behavioral characteristics relative to typical population standards. When questioned regarding biographical background substance, he would exclusively articulate that he had previously administered battle group force of 99,900 apparatus deployed for subjugating unimportant blue-green planetary location within insignificant solar structure designation. Limited military personnel survived communicating their circumstantial narrative. He held intention toward guaranteeing their recounting accomplished complete galactic governmental history modification.